Hello everyone, my name is Anshita Raghuvanshi and I am working as an assistant professor in VBDU University, Lucknow. Today and here I am going to discuss on a topic classification of crude drugs in pharmacognosy. Crude drugs, that is simple drugs. The term crude drug generally applies to the product from plant and animal origin which is found in raw form, that is in its original form as they were collected. The term crude drug also applied to inclusion of pharmaceutical product from mineral kingdom. They are plant, animals or their parts which after collection are subjected only to drying or making them into transfers or longitudinal slices, pieces or peeling them in some cases. That is, we can say that the crude drugs after collections are not subjected to any modification or further processing because crude drugs are, as I have said earlier, that crude drugs are found in raw form. So they are not subjected for any modification or processing only except drying or making them in a small pieces or longitudinal pieces or slices or just change their size because for their packing. Because of their wide distribution, the arrangement of classification in a definite sequence is necessary to understand easily. That is, we can say that as we all know that pharmacognosy is a very vast branch and there are more than thousands of plants which have or which are used as an medicinal plants or for treatment of diseases, and it is very difficult to study all these plants without any classification. So to make it easier to understand and the studies, the plants were classified. Although each system of classification has its own merits and demerits, but for the purpose of study, the drugs are classified in following different ways. That is, first is alphabetical classification. The next is morphological classification. Then next is taxonomical classification. Fourth is chemical classification. Then on the basis of pharmacology, that is its pharmacological classification. And next is chemotaxonomical classification. So we will study all these types of classification one by one in detail. That is what is alphabetical classification, how the drug is classified on the basis of alphabets. Then the next after alphabetical, there were some merits and demerits, or we can say advantages of disadvantages. So we came on to next classification, that is morphological classification. There the drugs were divided into two parts and there we studied the morphology of the plants. Then there were again some merits and demerits found in that. The study was not easier, so we came on to taxonomical classification. Then we will study how the plants are classified on the basis of their taxonomy. Again, in taxonomical classification also there were some specific criteria which were not being utilized or which were not able to go to the actual study. So we came on to the chemical classification. After chemical classification, the next was pharmacological classification, because chemical classification has also some merits and demerits. So on the basis of the action of the plant on the body or disease, it was classified on the basis of its pharmacology. Then came chemotaxonomical classification. So we'll study one by one in detail. Starting from alphabetical classification. The crude drugs are arranged according to the alphabetical order, that is form of their Latin and English names. In alphabetical classification, what it includes is that the drugs which we have to study, or the drugs which are found or which have their medicinal uses, are classified on the basis of alphabets. Like the drug which will start from A will be coming in under A alphabets. They will be separate under A alphabets. Then the drug which will be starting from B will be separately divided in B alphabets. The word starting from B alphabet, then likewise C, D, E, F, G, this way in Latin and English names. Some of pharmacopoeias and reference books which classify crude drugs according to this system are as follows. The first is Indian Pharmacopoeia, IP. 1955, it was in Latin. In this, the medicinal plants or crude drugs were classified on the basis of Latin names. The next is Indian Pharmacopoeia IP in 1966. It was fully in English. It was English version, and in this drugs were classified on the basis of their uh, first alphabets, otherwise like A, the drug started, the plant name start from A alphabet was in A category. Then B was in B with their English alphabet names in this Indian Pharmacopoeia IP 1966. Then next was British Pharmacopoeia BP, which was in English. In this also the drugs were classified according to their English alphabetical starting. The next is British Pharmacopoeia Codex BPC English. After that came was United States Pharmacopoeia USP, which was in English. Then was European Pharmacopoeia, which consists of Latin English. In this, the plants were classified on the basis of their Latin names. What was the advantages and disadvantages of alphabetical classification? Now we will study this. Because of these advantages and disadvantages, we have further gone on to the next classification. The advantages are, it is simple method. Next, in this system location, tracing and addition of drug is easy. As we all know that this is an alphabetical classification, so we can found any drug very easily. Suppose that if we have to search about a drug who's starting from alphabet W, so straight away we'll go to the section from where all the drugs starting from W is given, and easily we can find that drug. Tracing and addition of the drug. Suppose there is a discovery of new drug, so which is starting from M. So directly we'll go to the in editing section of the pharmacopoeia. All the drugs which are given by M, we will put that according to the sequence where it will come. So easily we can add any drug, replace any drug, or find any drug in alphabetical classification. There were no technical person is required for handling the system. In alphabetical classification, we can easily search any drug. No technical person is required for searching or for any information regarding the classification. It can easily be studied. Coming on to the disadvantages, the scientific nature of drug cannot be identified by this method, whether they are organized or unorganized drug. The main disadvantage of alphabetical classification was that we can only find the name of the drug. But what is the actual class of the drug, or what are the properties of the drug, nature of the drug, its shape and size, all these things were not able to identify from alphabetical classification. It was very difficult to distinguish between organized drug or unorganized drug. Their forms organized, that is whether they are cellular, unorganized, whether they are acellular. So this came on to the next classification, these disadvantages. The next is the system does not help in distinguishing the drug of plant, animal and mineral source. That is, original source is not clear. Like in alphabetical classification, we cannot find that whether the drug is coming from plant origin or it's animal or its mineral origin, because in that classification drug were given according to their alphabetical names. So it was very difficult to distinguish. We cannot identify whether this is a plant source, the drugs start coming in B category are from animal source or mineral source or any other source. The source was not able to identify. So all these disadvantages lead into the other classification. Examples of alphabetical classification, the drug like the drugs are placed in alphabetical classification is like you can see is acacia, then agar, then from B it's benjoin, beeswax, cinchona, cinnamon, digitalis, dhatura, jalap, kinnu, ephedra, linseed, fennel, ginger, isabgol, mustard, nutmeg, etc. But here I think we cannot distinguish uh, what is the source of agar or how agar is a drug from mineral origin, plant origin, or animal origin. What is benzoate, whether it's acellular or cellular, that is organized or unorganized. Cinchona, what is the form of cinchona? It's a bark or it's a leaf. We cannot identify this from alphabetical classification. So the next classification is morphological classification. Here, the crude drugs, according to the drug part, are arranged, grouped of the plant or animal represented into organized cellular drugs and unorganized acellular drugs. So, in morphological classification, what happened is that the crude drugs were the crude drugs are arranged according to their form, shape, or from the origin, their source, like which part is being used. Suppose leaves of any drug is used, so we'll go for the section, leaf section, the drugs will be given according to the which part is being used. So from this we will be easy, it will be easier to distinguish that okay, if I have obtained this drug from leaves, then this is an organized category, and if I am obtaining any gum, then this is an unorganized drug. So we can distinguish this in morphological classification. In this, there were two categories. First was organized, that is cellular. In cellular category, what it comes was that drugs are the direct parts of the plant and are divided into leaves, bark, wood, root, rhizome, seed, fruit, flower, stem, hairs, and fibers. Example. Example of organized drugs are that if I said that I am obtaining a drug from seed, then I'll go to seed section and this type of classification will be there like seeds, Nux vomica, Strophanthus, Isabgol and castor. Leaves, the drugs in which leaves is used as the source of drug are senna, digitalis, vasaca, eucalyptus. Then barks, in bark like bark of cinchona, kurchi, cinnamon, koalea. These are the plants in which the source of chemical constituent or main drug is bark. In bark, we will get the active constituent. Woods, quassia wood, sandalwood, sassafras, red sandals. The next is roots. Roots are used of the plant Rauwolfia, Epicoana, Aconite, Jalap. The next is rhizome. The rhizomes are used of turmeric, ginger, valerian, podophyllum. Then flowers. Flowers are used of clove, pyrethrum, artemisia, saffron, fruits, coriander fruits, colocynth, fennel, bael. All these uh, consist of the all in this all active ingredients are consisting of its fruits. The next entire drug in which whole plant is used as ephedra, ergot, cantharides, belladonna. Cantharides stands for like vinca plants. The next is unorganized, that is acellular form. The drugs are the product of plant, animal, and mineral source, and they are divided into dried latex, dried juice, dried extracts, gums, resins, fixed oils and fats, waxes, volatile oils, animal products, minerals, solid, liquid, semi-solids, etc. In unorganized form or acellular form, the shape, size, is a color is not fixed. They don't have any specific shape, or we can say that they are round or oval. No, they do not have any definite shape. So they can be gums, they can be resins, they can be oil, fat, waxes, volatile oil, animal products, mineral sources, which can be they can be either solid, liquid, semi-solids, etc. Examples are like dried lattices, that that is opium, gatta parcha, and pepain. Then raisins and raisins combinations. Examples of raisins and raisins combinations are balsams of tolu, myrrh, asafoetida, and benzoin. Then dried juices, aloe, kinnu, red gum. Gums, acacia, tragacan, ghati gum, guar gum. Dried extracts are gelatin, catechu, agar, curare. This system of classification is more convenient for practical study, especially when the chemical nature of drug is not clearly understood. And next, this type of classification is very useful in identifying the adulterants used. Adulterants, we can say that these are the substances which are used to increase the quantity and reduce the quality, or we can say that addition of substitutes in the actual plant. Disadvantages: it does not give it does not give an idea about biological source, chemical constituents and uses. When different part of plant contain different chemical constituents, it's difficult to classify them. So this is the main disadvantage. Like on the basis of morphological classification also, we do not come to know about what is the biological source of the XYZ drug, or what are the chemical constituents present in them, or how we can use them or utilize them. Like if we say that senna is of the parts leaves of senna, but we don't know the what is the biological source of senna, or what are the chemical constituents present in the leaves of senna which are having medicinal properties. And also, like suppose if chemical constituent is not only present in leaf but in any other part of the plant also, like in their stem or in their bark also, so it is very difficult to characterize or categorize if one plant is having one in the part of one plant is having more than two types of chemical constituent, or one chemical constituent is present in two parts of the plants. So all these things are not able to be distinguished in morphological classification. So we came on to the next, which was chemical classification. Here, the crude drugs are divided into different groups according to the chemical nature of their most important constituent present in the drug, to which the pharmacological or therapeutic activity of the drug is attributed. So we can say that drug will be divided or characterized under or according to the main or chief chemical constituent which is present in large amount. According to that, we can characterize. For example, digitalis. Digitalis has lots of glycosides which have cardiac activity. So this will come under glycosides. If we'll go for we want any glycoside activity, so we'll go under section glycosides. There we will found the plants which have glycosides present in them, like digitalis and licorice. Like if I want atropine. So then I'll go to the section in at a basic section where alkaloids are present. Atropine is an alkaloid. So we'll go for a section of alkaloids where all the plants which have containing alkaloids are kept or distinguished. Examples we can see alkaloids is Dhatura, Vasaka, Vinca, Lobelia. All these plants consist of main chemical constituents as alkaloids. So they are kept under the category of alkaloids. Then next is glycosides. In glycosides, we can see that Cascara, Senna, Digitalis, all these plants have glycosidal activity. They have main chemical constituent as glycosides. All the like digoxin, senoside, all these have glycosides present in them. So these are kept under the category of glycosides. The next is tannin. That is example of the plants which contain tannins are Catechu, Myrobalan, Ashoka. Volatile oils. All those plants which consist of volatile oil as chief constituents are clove, eucalyptus, cinnamon, clove oil. It contains a large amount of eugenol as a volatile content present in them. Then eucalyptus, cinnamon, lipids. Example of lipids are castor oil, beeswax, arachis oil, then carbohydrates and derived products. Acacia, agar, honey, linseed, tragacanth, starch. Raisins, colophony, benzoin. Vitamin and hormones, yeast, shark, liver oil, and insulin. Proteins and enzymes are in gelatin and papain. Like if we want to search for any drug or a plant source which contains protein or enzymes, then the example will be papain and gelatin. In that category, protein and enzyme will found gelatin and papain. Vitamins and hormones like shark liver oil, hormones is insulin, etc. What are the advantages of chemical classification? Chemical constituents are known, medicinal uses are known. Like if we know the chemical constituents, then we can easily come on its medicinal uses. We will be easily able to identify what are the medicinal uses, where it can be used or applied. What are the disadvantages of chemical classification? The drugs of different origin are grouped under similar chemical titles. That is, this type of classification makes no proper placement of drugs containing two different types of chemicals. Example, we can say that certain drugs are found to contain alkaloids also and glycosides also. Fixed oil and volatile oil also, like cinchona. Cinchona has alkaloids also and it contains glycoside also. Nutmeg have both types of oil present, fixed oil also and volatile oil also, and they both are of equal importance. So in chemical classification, it is difficult to characterize them properly. Like if I say that cinchona is a glycoside, and in some will, but I want to know about alkaloid property, so it will be very difficult to distinguish cinchona that whether it is an alkaloid or it is a glycoside, which is the main property present in that. So this was the main disadvantages of chemical classification. The next came taxonomical classification. In this system, the drugs are arranged according to taxonomical studies. The drugs are arranged according to their phylum, order, family, genus, and species. It is purely a type of botanical classification or biological classification and restricted mainly to crude drugs from plant source. This taxonomical classification was restricted only to plant source. In this, we can only classify the drugs which are obtained from plant, not in taxonomical classification, not the plant drugs which are obtained from animal origin. Because this is a taxonomical classification. In this, we can only classify plants, like on the basis of suppose I want to write down the taxonomical classification of Atropa belladonna. Then I'll go for phylum, which is Spermatophyta. Division is Angiosperm. Class Dicotyledons. Subclass Sympetale. Order is Tubiflorae. Family Solanaceae. Genus Atropa and species Belladonna. In this we can go in taxonomical classification we can find out all the categories of the phylum, also its division, its origin, its source. Actually, the advantage of this classification was it was easy for the classification of crude drug. It helps in the study of evolutionary developments, like which came first, angiosperm and or gymnosperm, or plants of which type, and their evolutionary development. Then what are the disadvantages? The system is criticized for its failure to recognize the organized unorganized nature of crude drug in their morphological studies. So we can only see its morphology, but its origin. We in this type of classification and taxonomical classification, we only come to know about its origin, not its shape, size, its form. It was very difficult. We did not know that like if I am coming on to Atropa belladonna, what I know the taxonomical classification of Atropa belladonna. I've studied its phylum, its kingdom, its order, but I am not able to recognize whether it is an organized drug or it is an unorganized drug. What is the main part where chemicals are present, which is part can be used as an medicinal property. So the system fails to face into an account chemical nature of active constituents and therapeutic significance of crude drugs. The drugs obtained from plants having alternate leaves, flowers, seeds, capsules like Hyoscyamus, Dhatura, Belladonna, Stromonium are considered with other members of Solanaceae. Here, the crude drugs are grouped according to pharmacological action. In pharmacological classification, what happens is the crude drugs are grouped according to pharmacological action, that is therapeutic action or their chief active constituent, which is most important constituent present in them, which has the main therapeutic activity. This classification is more relevant and is mostly a followed method. So we can say that if in pharmacological classification, what happens is like if I want to find out any plant which is having an anti-cancer activity, so I'll go for a category of the plants containing anti-cancer agents or anti-cancer metabolites, which is used to treat cancer. So easily I can find it. Or suppose I want to know a plant which is having a laxative or purgative action. So I'll go for the section in which will be containing a plants used to treat GIT disorders. So by this way, according to the pharmacological classification, activity and the actual use of the plant can be identified. Examples like drugs acting on GIT, bitter gentian and quassia. In GIT also there are many types of disorder, like for bitter tonics. If I want to use a drug plant which can be used as a bitter tonic, then I'll go for gentian or quassia, or a plant which can be used as an carminative. So the example of that is dill or cardamom, that is Eleutheria cardamom. Or laxative is the example for the plants which having a laxative activity is isabgula and banana. The next is drugs acting on respiratory tract. There are many respiratory disorders in which the herbal plants can be used. So if I want to go for that category, in respiratory disorders also there are many different types of categories, like expectorant. Expectorants, the plants which contain expectorant activities, licorice and Vasica. Bronchodilators, ephedra and tea. The next is drug acting on cardiovascular system. If I want to go for a plant which is having cardiovascular activity to treat cardiovascular diseases, then I'll go for this category, in which for cardiotonics the plants like digitalis and squill are present. In digitalis, digitoxin, digoxin, these are the main chemical constituents which are used to treat cardiovascular disorders. Antihypertensive, that is for treatment of blood pressure, high blood pressure, is Rauwolfia, which is obtained from the plant Rauwolfia serpentina. The drugs acting on nervous system. Example is like CNS stimulant, coffee, CNS depressant, opium or hyoscyamus. These are the plants which acts on our nervous system. Then if I want to go for any anti-cancer activity, or plants which is having anti-cancer activity, then that is vinca. Anti-malarial activity, cinchona. The bark of cinchona is used to treat malaria. Cinchona officinalis, the plant bark of plant Cinchona officinalis. Coming on to the advantages, what are the advantages of pharmacological classification is, the special advantage is that if even chemical constituents of crude drugs are not known, they can be classified properly on the basis of their therapeutic or pharmacological uses. Like if we even don't know what is the main chemical constituent present in XYZ plant like senna, digitalis, licorice, cinchona, then also we can classify on the basis of their pharmacological activity. We can identify the plants on the basis of their pharmacological activity. We can use it actually according to their, on the basis of their pharmacological activity. Like if we know that, I know that senna is used as a laxative, so I can use the plant as a laxative even if I don't know that the senoside A, senoside B, senoside C and D are present in senna. What is the disadvantages? The major disadvantage is that regardless of morphology, taxonomical status or chemical nature, the drugs are grouped together provided they exhibit similar pharmacological uses. Example is like senna, castor oil, jalap, colocin. All these plants are grouped together in one category, in purgative or laxative category. Although they all have different morphologies, their taxonomical classification is different, their chemical nature is different, but they are kept in a similar category. This is the main disadvantage. Next came is the chemotaxonomical classification. In this system of classification, the equal importance is given for taxonomical status and chemical constituents. There are certain types of chemical constituents which are characteristics of certain classes of plants. Example, tropane alkaloids. They generally occur in most of the members of Solanaceae. Like we know that there is a family which is known as Solanaceae, and most of the tropane alkaloids are present in the category of Solanaceae family. The main chemical constituent of propane alkaloids, which is present in a category of Solanaceae family. The next is volatile oil. Okay, most of the volatile oil occurs in the category of family Umbelliferae and Rutaceae, like coriander. The Umbelliferae is also known as family of spices, in which all the spices like coriander, cinnamon, sorry, not cinnamon, coriander, fennel, all these plants are present in category of Umbelliferae family, and Rutaceae. All the volatile oils are present in both these type of families. So it is easy to identify a plant on the basis of its chemotaxonomical classification, where we know its taxonomy also and what are the chemical constituent present in them.